Okay, as a preamble to today's video, wanted to announce that we're going to finally do the 100 subscriber video. We got up there. Thank you guys. I can't do it without your support. That's why I do it, for you guys to have fun content to watch. All of us love the Garbage Pail Kids, so hope you guys stick with it and keep watching my videos. But for the occasion, I didn't quite decide what I was going to give out before, but I finally made said decision. So we will be giving away a Bookworms Megabox. Should be fun for the viewer who is lucky enough to win to open up and bolster their collection. And freebies are always awesome. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and here we go to our feature presentation.
Hi everybody, welcome to another installment here with Rob, the GPK Bounty Hunter. I'm going to tackle a subject that I don't see a lot on the boards, but I think it needs to be addressed more. You get that box, you're expecting those really cool cards to be in there, and then you open it up, and then it looks terrible inside the box. You may have cards damaged, you may have things packed poorly, you may get a card with wax all over it, things like that. But I've learned over my time in dealing with collectibles, blah blah blah, that not everybody does it perfect. I've learned a lot of little tricks and things like that to make sure your stuff arrives safe and also in a nice, presentable manner. Um, got a lot of tricks of the trade out here. My big one, painter's tape. Invest in painter's tape. Anything inside that box should have nothing more than painter's tape on it. Not regular masking tape, painter's tape. This stuff sticks, doesn't leave much residue, and makes it a lot easier for everyone involved to get their precious cards out. When you get something wrapped up in scotch tape or packing tape, or, heaven forbid, duct tape, the stuff tends to get damaged in there or messed up. And I do have, top loaders I use that are subpar, not stuff I would put in my collection or keep cards in, just because of so many things I've got mailed to me with scotch tape over the top of them. Sorry you get those, but that's generally what I mail stuff out in. But I don't put scotch tape on them because then another top loader gets ruined. So that's one of my big no-nos is scotch tape and packing tape, because you find stuff and you may think it's not going to end up places, but it's just hard to deal with. Painter's tape comes off easy, clean. It just is what it is. Um, you know, Recycle cardboard. This stuff's great for making sure cards are good for getting there. As noted, top loaders, big things. Team bags, whether you have to buy some or I have about 1.5 billion of these just from doing trades and things. Another thing is I'm big on recycling materials. Another reason I don't like to see scotch tape or packing tape inside, especially on bubble wrap, because it just tears the crap out of it and then you can't reuse it. And, I don't want to be too preachy, but I mean, why not reuse this stuff? A, you save money, and B, you save resources. So why not? Okay, well, I'm going to start with a little wax removal demonstration and also pack up some cards, give you some ideas of things you can do to pack them up nice and cool. Every package is a little different. I can't say you're always going to end up packaging things the same way. It depends on the materials you have and just what you're shipping. I've shipped all kinds of different ways, but these will be some things that are just good tips and things like that for packing up. So take a short break, get things a little better organized, and be back in a jiffy. And we're back. And we're gonna do kind of part one of this little packaging thing. This is one of my pet peeves. You get right here, you have like a really nice looking card, man. This thing is sharp. It's got good centering, awesome borders, sharp corners, everything you want. So somebody sends it to you, and then you get it out, and you're all happy to have this really cool card you've been waiting for. And this is an OS problem, but uh, I know we've had people complain about the reflection in the videos, but in this case, I want it. I want a bright light so you can see. Oh, that beautiful card you had. Oh, oh. Wax. We all know. We all hate it. But it is what it is. One of my things is when I sell cards, I can't say I'm 100% perfect on this, but man, I try my best to get the wax off. If I tell you a set's packed fresh and near mint, I want you to get a set that's packed fresh and near mint, you know? This is not the one thing about wax, unlike a gum stain, wax comes off easy. There's no reason you can't just clean this stuff off before you send it out. And then your people who are buying from you, they're going to be happy. They're going to see it. They're going to go, man, that's a pretty card. And they won't know you took the time to take the wax off, but you know you did a good deed. You know you did a good thing. So I'm going to show you right here how easy it is to get this off. A lot of people's weapon of choice is pantyhose. I don't happen to have any pantyhose, and you don't see them around as much, but you can use that if you like. But I use the old microfiber towel. You can see this one's wore. This one's been around. Probably some of y'all have gotten cards from me that this towel has been the one to remove. But you can go to like the dollar store and get like a 2 or 3 pack of microfiber towels for, very little. And look at this right there. You can even remove, you get some that are so bad, pieces of the wax pack are still left. That is original OS2 pack residue from the cards. So there's history in this towel.
What are you looking at? Nothing. Tulip.
So let's look here. See if we can get this to focus over here again. Come on, there we go. So we're going to take this. I always put it on paper just so you're not roughing up your cards, right? And it's a little hard for me to see because I'm kind of far away and there's a camera in the way and all the fun stuff. I probably just got louder because I'm closer to the camera now. But you just take it in any area affected by wax. Just go over that bad boy with this. You'll feel it. You can feel the magic happening as you're doing it. I remember we had a bunch of it over the middle of the card. Yeah. So I always try to find a clean spot on the towel. I think that's pretty good. Oops, we had other cards that I had set aside to show you. Getting in the way. Let's clean that up. Maybe edit that out, maybe not. But then you take your card after you've done that. Go once over in the light again. Right here. A little bit. There we go. We got less wax. We still got some on there. This takes a couple passes to get it off. And you just sit there. Go like that. Try to stay away from the edges as much as you can. Sometimes it gets on there. Just be careful on your edges and your corners. You don't want to remove one issue just to add another one. Oh, there's some right there. I can feel it. Oh, yeah.
Things go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh, oh, oh.
So you know you're doing a good job. You can't really see that one, but usually you kind of see or feel on your towel what you pulled off, what your hard work did. So now we'll pick this up and kind of get it over here. There we go. There's still a little wax right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're getting closer. None of this stuff that was over here is there anymore. So, like I said, it takes a couple passes. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I felt that one come right off.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
Ah, cards on the floor. Now, if you can see over here, no wax. One little spot right there. Looks like almost a dimple on the cheek. Maybe I should leave it. Variation, variation. So you just want to put medium to firm pressure on there. Man, we got a clean card now. Something somebody would be proud to put in their collection. Finish that set off, whatever it is. So this is something I recommend all of you do. I mean, it takes a few seconds. It sucks if it's, hundreds of cards, but, it's 1 out of 5 that can have wax on it. Let me see. I had one. Of course, I dropped everything on the floor. Because why not? We're doing a video. Why not drop everything on the floor? Here's one. And you can see there was a nice fat piece of gum on there. Like I said, you're never going to get the staining off. Sometimes you can get some of this residue. This feels pretty crunchy. I don't know what we're going to be able to do, but we'll give it a whirl. Just because I like to experiment and have fun. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah, that's... Yeesh.
Over.
Part of the game of collecting 30-plus-year-old cards, So we're going to go over that. Oh, yeah, it's making crunchy sounds. It's real nice.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Give it a once over. And man, I can tell you, this ain't going to be perfect, but it's so much better. Just little pieces flaking off as I was doing it. Kind of satisfying. You feel this. So see, we still got a little bit down here that probably is never going to come off. But man, is it better. I mean, we're not going to send this thing into PSA, but, you need a set filler and, or haven't been able to find the perfect one, or hell, some people just don't even care. But you have a much more presentable card now. And as long as you disclose that it had some gum on there at one point, you can even show them before and after pictures, and they're going to be pretty happy. They're going to like what you did. Because, like I said, I'd never sell this as near mint, but it's a solid, nice EX card now. And even though it does have like a little bit of residue, you don't see a big old nasty rectangle of gum. So, try to do those things. Buyers, traders, they'll appreciate that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend. Okay. In a few minutes, we'll be back. Well, to you, it'll be like instant. But in a few minutes here, we'll be back and we'll pack up some cards and show you some little tips and things you can do. And people will like you a lot better if you have a well-packed box. Okay, back. It's time to start showing you guys how to ship stuff. We all know that these packages could come in all different shapes and sizes. Could be sending one card, couple cards, 20 cards, a set, all kinds of different things like that. But, simple packaging how-tos can steer you clear through all of these. So, as I was talking about before, it's Scotch tape. This is what it does. You peel it off, this nasty residue, and this thing's basically only good for shipping cards at this point. You don't want to put your collection in stuff that looks like this. So that's why I recommend, especially if you're sending in a newer one that isn't messed up, use that painter's tape. I'm still going to use painter's tape, even if I'm taping over this. It's just easy to get off and so much better. But here's our 2 cards we cleaned off. Let's say we're going to ship these out. I think most of y'all know this, but the first thing you need to do, penny sleeves. They're cheap. If you're buying them from Target or a lot of these places online, you might pay a little more if you're buying small quantities. I just look out and find places online that sell these in big quantity. Because if you're a big collector, you're probably going to need lots and lots and lots of these. I think last time I bought like 1,500 of them or something. You can find some deals. You can almost get them to why they're named penny sleeves, or a penny a piece if you. Look around hard enough and buy enough. But usually you get them anywhere from 2 to 5 cents, just depending on how many you're buying. So we want to take our cards. Always want them in one of these first before you put them in the top loader. You can also ship using semi-rigids, card savers, and the Ultra Pro versions of that. They're just not quite as stout and rigid though. So they're good if you pack up real nice and there's no chance of bending, like if you have them in a box. And PSA and other grading companies like you to send them in that way. So what I do if I'm going to send cards, take your cards, put them in a top loader. Seems fairly reasonable. And then you want to take your top loader and put the penny sleeve cards in. Um, with a normal 35 point top loader, sometimes you'll find 25 pointers too. Those are good for one card, especially the newer stuff. The OS tends to be a little thicker and doesn't like 25 point as well. But a 35 will usually let you put 2 cards in there without going nuts. So my rule is if you can slide it in there and it's not giving you too much resistance, you're pretty good. Sometimes you get a 35 pointer that's a little more gap and you can get 3 cards in there. Sometimes I'll take the thicker 55 and up on ones and put multiple cards in there, but I try not to overload too many on a penny sleeve before I put them in the top loader. So you get them in like that. And, if it doesn't want to go to the bottom, sorry if that's loud. Wax, you're in there good and safe. Now from here you have, see, that's why this top loader's getting sent out again. But you can kind of go 2 separate ways. A lot of people believe different things, but I'll usually just take a piece of handy dandy painter's tape, put it on there like that, kind of fold that thing over. Gives you a nice little tab, that way when the person gets it, boom. No residue, no fuss, no muss. Another thing you can do, that I get cards quite a bit, and this is kind of like the deluxe treatment. Take it, see, put it in a team bag. Boom. Now you have a top over here so the cards can't slip out. Nice presentation. But painter's tape works just good. It's just important to put something over there so, the male guys can shift stuff around and, whack it around. So. The top loader is going to keep your cards from getting mussed up, but if they slide out, they can get mussed up. So that's why we use a team bag or that tape on top. And then take something like this. You can put this in a bubble mailer. I like to, if I'm putting stuff in a bubble mailer, maybe put some cardboard on it. Here's some examples I've got here. Cut up a little piece of cardboard right here. Boom. Boom. Put that in a bubble mailer. Take your painter's tape. Pop that. You can put the tab on there or not. Usually I don't find it's too necessary on these. But all 4 edges, put it in a bubble mailer, you're good to go. But, and look how easy this comes off. No residue, no fuss, no muss. Perfectly good. And yes, I will even reuse painter's tape. But you can also take this, put it in your greeting card that's big enough. That's the cheapest way. You can usually send 2 cards. Might run you that 2nd ounce, but 1 card for sure will come in 1 ounce. In a top loader, sometimes you get away with 2, just depending on how you pack it up. Just put it in the greeter. Little piece of tape. I would recommend at least 2. Sometimes I'll do 4. Tape it down on the greeter. Hey, look at here. Put it down, put it in your grater, fold it up, put an envelope, address it, and you're good to go. So that's kind of how you send singles. There'll be other times where maybe I'm sending a big stack of these, so I may put 3 to 4, just whatever fits comfortably in your penny sleeve without wedging them in there too hard in penny sleeve, and then you can then take that, wedge it in between. Instead of putting them in the top loaders, just take 2 top loaders, put your cards in between, and tape the 4, just like I showed you with the cardboard. Tape it down and do that. Or you can take those cards and put them in between cardboard. Just be real careful when you do that. Make sure they can't slide around in there because that would defeat the purpose. But, both are good. Get you in a bubble mailer and good to go from there. When you're sending sets, I usually keep all my sets in Most of them fit in 200 count boxes for the newer stuff. 100 count box works really good for the OS series. When you put them in there, though, little cushioning. I like to, I told you I like to recycle, so I'll cut up bulb mailers and cut them up the size of a card, and then you can put them in the front and the back, top and bottom, and then one on top. Close it up. Now, if it's an OS set and a 100 count box, you're going to have a little more gap than that. So I'll put in several in there. You can buy pieces of foam cut about the size of a card. That works really well too. I've also found that it sounds funny, but you can find them cheap at the dollar store. You can buy magic erasers.
It's the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
And just kind of slide those in the end, and it'll take up space like a pro, and they're soft. And, as long as your cards are in penny sleeves, they're not going to get hurt by the magic eraser. I do have to send some stuff out to gentlemen who won our 50 subscriber video. He finally contacted me, so glad to hear that. Sad for all of you who won't be able to get it in a subsequent giveaway, but don't worry, we're going to have more giveaways because they're fun and everybody gets excited about them. So I do have these things that I need to send out to him, as were shown when I did the giveaway. And just find you a nice box. Kind of hard to get this on camera, but something not too big unless it's your only choice, but this one will do good for these two things. What I would do in that case is bubble wrap.
We are finally going to fulfill our prophecy of outer space travel. They laughed at us when we said that aliens existed, and they mocked us when we started wearing bubble wrap jumpsuits, but who's laughing now, huh?
I've got all kinds of bubble wrap. They have these always get stuck together. These are the bubble wraps you get that are little pockets you can put stuff in. I'll use those. I seem to have a whole bunch of them stuck together. Let me try to find some actual bubble wrap that's not one of those pockets. Man, I don't know how many. A lot of these little pockets. Tops likes to send sets in these pockets, so you end up with a ton of them. Here's some regular old bubble wrap. See more of these. Can you tell I buy sets from Tops? Here's some more. A little tattered, but hey, it still works. That one's taped together. See, this is the evils of packing tape. Now this bubble wrap, I basically can't reuse it to wrap something in. I would just use that in filler on the side of the box, because if I try to peel that tape off, it's gonna tear up. Oh, here's a nice big piece. The Adventures of Rob looking at bubble wrap. This also, I can feel it on here. There's packing tape on here, but what are you gonna do? It's still in a good enough shape. So then we have this little dude. This guy would be perfect for one of these pockets. So take that, drop it in there. Now, as long as this still has enough stickiness on it, stick that over on itself. They usually do. That's why you saw that big mess of stuff. Stick that right there. Take this here. Sorry, it's kind of hard. Limited space, and camera takes up a bunch of room. And this is my big desk too. Just take that and roll it up real nice. And if you do have to put tape, I'll say it once, I'll say it a million more times. Let's get a little piece of painter's tape. Comes off real easy, does its job. And these will probably just come in the box like this. No real reason to take the edges up. There's plenty of enough overlap on this guy. It's not going to cause a problem. Then, that's going to be a fun shot. Kind of wedge her on in there. Safe and sound. Try not to, overload your boxes, but this should be good. That'll tape up quite nice. I'll take some of this kind of ratty bubble wrap here. Put it down there. And I can take that relic card. Put it in there. Then your next trick is, you know, you got some height on this. You can use peanuts if you have them. Some people hate them. They make a mess, but they do protect your stuff. So we'll take this, slide it down in there for an extra protection. Put it like so. And then use a bunch of these pouches. Use wadded up paper too. Works pretty good. Crumble it up, put it on top. If it's too beat up, you know, it's not going to really retain its shape. And you just kind of put that in there like that. I'd put a little more in there, but you get the idea. Let's make sure. What I try to do, I'm going to hit my camera and knock it all over the place. When I put this and seal it up, I don't want it to be able to dent like this. So I would fill it up almost just a hair over the rim, and you push it down and push your box together. This is where you use packing tape, guys. That's the reason you need packing tape, not inside the box. I'll say that 1,000 times, not in the box. Put your tape there, across the seam. I also like to tape the ends, then make sure on the bottom I'll tape the ends as well. Just want this thing to be as bulletproof as possible, because you know it's going to get Ace Ventura all over the country. So, you know, pack it up real nice. This box will get a little more packing. I didn't figure you needed to see every single second of me packing up stuff. And then it's going to go up to our winner. And he told me he's never opened any Chrome before, so this will be an awesome little surprise for him. We'll get to open it up and see what lies inside. We know he's going to get at least a refractor, but let's hope he gets some cool, colorful, you know, rainbowy, wavy, crazy Chrome thing. Funny thing is I've never opened any Chrome either. Have the sets, but never opened any of it. Just built them myself. You know, maybe he'll hit a super. I don't even know if that's possible to hit a super in a blaster, but that'd be cool. Oh, my cat's talking. You can get a little bit of his sound in the video, probably. But anyways, I hope this has been something that you guys find valuable. Like I said, you know, I trade a lot. I buy a lot. I sell a lot. So I like to make sure that my customers, whether it be cash or trade, are getting a well-packed box so their cards get to them in excellent shape and also easy to unpack. You get those ones that are like they took it, wrapped it in bubble wrap, and then 5 layers of packing tape. And, you know, not only is it annoying and hard to get through, it damages all the packing material inside. But while you're going through that, you end up in a precarious situation where you could actually damage your cards. And, you know, we don't want that. We want nice, pretty cards for our collection. So don't make it to where somebody has to damage what were nice cards because you went a little overboard on the packing. Well, I hope you guys have found this to be entertaining or educational or both. But yeah, you guys have a great day. And I'll be seeing you soon again. We'll rip open some more packs and, you know, do a little more fun stuff in this video. But I thought this one needed to be out there. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.